Good morning, broadcasters. 360 Seconds News and Commentary for Broadcast Professionals is on the air. I'm Maria Koladova from TKT. Let's discuss the latest technological news with our respected experts, Philip Grossman and Ann Seidler. Don't forget to give the program a like. Vizrt launches Viz Pilot Edge 3.0, boasting revamped user-friendly interface and enhanced functionality, ensuring up to 3 times faster startup times and smoother navigation. The update aims to streamline graphics creation and play out in newsrooms, offering improved usability, intelligent media search, new control options, including centralized order management and Vizrt control. So, Philip, tell me more about that.
Oh, it's interesting. Viz is sort of like 800-pound gorilla when it comes to graphics within the television news environment, and it's good to see them, updating their software. Not, a company with a lead could sit on its laurels and do nothing. And it's an evolution. This software, it's making it easier. It's bringing in HTML graphics. It's bringing in more software defined elements. So I think, overall, it's making a product, that much better, keeping up with or advancing past any of the competition. So I'm glad to see it. They've got some interesting products coming down the pike.
Mm-hmm. And how does it enhance graphics creation in newsrooms?
Well, it's really about simplifying it. There's a saying, we've got to do more with less. Eventually you wind up doing less with less. And this is just trying to help those newsrooms that have smaller staff that may not have a dedicated graphics person, be able to generate those graphics or utilize graphics that were generated by somebody within their team. So it's all about simplifying and streamlining the process.
Okay, now moving on to Foray. Foray set to introduce its software-defined IP workflow and SMPTE 2110 standards at NAB New York, featuring the FA1616 multi-channel processor and Foray Edge IP transport appliance, ensuring enhanced hybrid production. So, Mary, can you unpack this for me?
So let's just talk about SMPTE 2110. I'm so happy that Foray is doing this. One of the things I was reading in their press release about this is they said, yeah, it's scalable. It supports multicast IP streaming, uncompressed. But the biggest thing for every user out there is vendor agnostic. That's what 2110 does. You don't get locked into one vendor. Philip, what's your feel? I know how the audio industry feels about this. How do you think the acceptance in the video industry is going?
So, I've been involved with 2110 and 2022-6 and 7, its predecessor, since its initial formulation. I've worked with John Mayad, who edited the standards for 2110. So I got very deep into it, and it really is, SDI was a game changer. It was a standardization. Then you had digital. This is sort of that next evolution, and it's allowing, now that more and more organizations are adopting it within their products, it's allowing for sort of that decentralization, or as SMPTE once called it, dematerialized environments, where I don't have to have a data center right next to my studio, because I can only run SDI cabling, 300 meters or wherever. Now I can run IP across the country. So it's really simplifying those processes. And I'm glad to see more and more companies adopting it. I'm finding more and more of my customers who haven't adopted it yet become very interested in it, and at least from a core perspective. And that's sort of what that FA1616 product is, allows you to have sort of a core IP routing infrastructure, but enable SDI at the edge for sort of legacy, because everybody's plant has, I'm sure there are plants that still have analog in them. So this is just helping that with that transition.
All right, now moving on to Blackmagic. Blackmagic Design introduces the DeckLink 8K Pro Mini, a low-profile 8K digital cinema capture and playback card featuring 4 independent 12G SDI micro BNC connections, supporting various video standards and 12-bit RGB 444 video, and full REC 2020 color, ideal for high resolution and high dynamic range workflows. So, Philip, can you talk a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so it's interesting. I don't think many people are going to use it as an 8K capture card, because right now there's not really much that outputs 8K in that format. What they will use it for, what I will use it for, is 8K output. So I shoot on Red. I've been shooting with Red for, God, almost 10 years now. And my cameras are all 8K, 6K and 8K. So this now enables me to be able to connect to an 8K monitor to do grading and edit, which is good. What's more important, it is 4 12 gig connections, 12G connections. So it'll enable you to capture 4 UHD signals simultaneously. And I think that's where you're going to see this card get used a lot coming up. I have a lot of customers and clients I've worked with that do live production. They're switching to all 4K, but they want to be able to capture in real time with not having one computer per camera. And this enables them to have, one computer for 4 cameras.
Great. Well, that's all the time that we have today. Many thanks to our experts, Philip and Mary, and don't forget to comment on the news that we've discussed. See you next Monday at the same time. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.